you ever felt like your own worst enemy is living inside your head? If those relentless negative thoughts seem to derail your best manifesting efforts, you're definitely not alone. We all struggle with negative thoughts that can sabotage our happiness and our goals. The truth is, they're sneaky and insidious, a constant drip of doubt, fear, and worry. These thoughts can become a serious obstacle to the manifestation process. But what if I told you that there's a way to take back control? What if you could quiet those destructive voices and transform the way you think? That's exactly what we're going to cover today. Okay, let's begin. Stick around to learn how to identify negative thought patterns, challenge them, and replace them with more empowering beliefs. Because the truth is, you are in the driver's seat of your mind, and it's about time you stopped letting those negative thoughts hold you back. So what do we do about these negative thoughts? Well, the first thing you might try is to stop them. Right? Push them away, distract yourself, or pretend they aren't there. Unfortunately, this approach often backfires. Let me explain why. Our brains are phenomenal machines, constantly scanning our environment for problems to solve or potential threats. That's how they help us survive. Negative thoughts pop up as a way for your brain to highlight what it thinks is important. When you try to fight or suppress a thought, you're telling your brain it's so important, it needs extra attention. It's like a rebellious teenager. The more you push back, the more entrenched they become. This struggle creates emotional entanglement, making the negativity feel even stronger. Understanding this is key. The goal isn't to become a robot with no negative thoughts. It's about changing how we relate to those thoughts when they inevitably show up. Why do the same negative thoughts keep popping into our heads? Well, our brains learn through repetition. Think of those well-worn thought patterns like grooves in a record. The more they're played, the deeper they get, and the easier it is for the needle to fall right back into them. Let's say you've had negative experiences with rejection in the past. Over time, your brain may start to warn you about rejection even before you put yourself in a potentially vulnerable situation. It's trying to protect you based on its previous history. The trouble is, those automatic warnings might be inaccurate or unhelpful in the present moment. They can leave you feeling anxious or cause you to self-sabotage without a valid reason. This doesn't mean you're stuck with these patterns forever. However, it does explain why fighting them head-on doesn't work. The key lies in building awareness of how these thoughts operate and starting to retrain your brain. Emotional reaction, here's where it gets a bit tricky. It's not actually the initial negative thought that messes with our manifesting power. It's how we react to that thought, the emotions that follow. Think about it. When those negative thoughts cause you to feel stressed, anxious, or discouraged, you're generating a powerful energetic state. Remember, the law of attraction tells us that we attract what we put out there, especially when it's emotionally charged. So, the thought of "I'm going to fail" might be fleeting. But if you immediately react with a gut-wrenching feeling of dread, you're sending a clear signal to the universe. Unfortunately, that signal is far more likely to attract experiences that validate that sense of failure than the success you actually desire. The good news is, once you realize your emotions are the key, it unlocks a powerful possibility. You can start by simply noticing how these thoughts make you feel, without judging yourself. This awareness is the first step towards breaking that negative cycle. So, what can we do? Instead of getting hooked by those initial negative thoughts, learn to disengage. Think of it like watching a random, slightly annoying commercial pop up on TV. You don't have to get worked up about it, just acknowledge. Okay, that was weird, moving on. Let's now talk about intrusive thoughts versus intuition. It's important to understand those fear-based or self-sabotaging thoughts are not your intuition. True intuition usually comes with a sense of calm, clarity, or knowing that doesn't need to shout for attention. Practice observing your negative thoughts as if they were clouds drifting across the sky. You can notice them, but you don't have to follow them or let them define your entire mental weather pattern. This takes training. Don't get discouraged if you slip up. The simple act of noticing your usual emotional reactions is a huge step. Over time, you'll be able to shift from reacting with fear or negativity to responding with curiosity or even neutrality. As you create that space between the thought and your response, you weaken the cycle and break its hold on your energetic state. Now, here's the game changer: becoming the observer of your own mind. Think of it as stepping out of the whirlwind of your thoughts and simply watching them with a curious detachment. You are not those thoughts, and you don't have to be a victim of their relentless chatter. When you observe a thought like, "I'm not good enough," try not to judge yourself for having it. Instead, see if you can observe how that thought makes your body feel. Does your chest tighten? Perhaps you feel a sinking feeling in your stomach? This kind of mindful observation takes practice, especially if your negative thought patterns are deeply ingrained. Don't get down on yourself if you find your mind wandering at first. Just gently guide your attention back to the role of observer, again and again. The more you practice, the clearer it becomes. You are the vast sky, and these negative thoughts are simply clouds passing through. They may darken your perspective temporarily, but they can't change the fundamental nature of who you are. It's crucial to be gentle with yourself throughout this entire process. Trying to force positive thinking over lingering negativity often backfires. Instead, acknowledge any unpleasant emotions that arise with a spirit of acceptance. You might say to yourself, "I'm feeling a bit anxious right now," and that's okay. Always remember, you are the creator of your reality. You have the power to choose where you focus your attention. These negative thoughts and feelings might be present, but they don't control you. The irony is, when you fight against yourself, you're actually reinforcing the power of those negative states. It becomes an internal battleground instead of a path to peace. Imagine how you'd treat a friend who's having a tough day. Would you scold them for feeling down? Or would you offer kindness and understanding? Extend that same compassion to yourself. This acceptance doesn't mean giving up or succumbing to negativity. It simply creates the necessary space to regain your power. From that space, you can consciously choose to shift your attention to something more empowering. Remember, negative thoughts don't have to control your life or derail your manifesting power. By learning to observe your thoughts, acknowledge your emotions with kindness, and shift your focus, you break those old patterns and create space for the positive experiences you truly desire. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up to help others discover it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss out on future content designed to empower your manifesting journey. Let's keep the conversation going. Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Together, we can support each other in becoming the conscious creators we were meant to be.